Alright, back with Putin Moves South, war game from Modern War Magazine number 37 from September, October of last year, 2018. I'm picking up now with the Russian Worldwide Equipment Identification cards. So the Joker, starting with the SS-26 Stone. Here we are. SS-26 Stone. This is a short-range ballistic missile system. Main weapon range of 415 kilometers. And there it is right there on the back of a truck borne launcher there. Alright, SS-26 Stone from the Russian equipment cards. All very interesting now what's going on. Going back and forth one action to another, and an action being everything from one unit moving one hex all the way up to a handful or half a dozen units moving many hexes, and then various size of combats. It's all very interesting. So for example, I was heading this airborne unit, I was heading for Semay there, and I'm thinking maybe, which is interesting because now it's broken up, if I did this right, you know, I'm just going to do this. So I'll consider moving the airborne unit next, but I'm going to move this, the 21st Combined Arms Corps Chinese. For my action, it's a non-hyper-war unit, so I'm going to declare move one non-hyper-war unit action. I'm going to pay for it, so the coalition action point marker goes down 1 on the track from 11 to 10. They have 10 remaining. Then I roll 1d6 for the number of movement points. There we go, we get 4. So that's almost to the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, block the railway there. And now I'm 1 away from my target there, that Kazakh Combined Arms Corps right there. Okay, I think that's it. You declare your action, you pay for the action, you conduct the action. Now it would go to the Russians, but let me see. Now that I did that basic action, I want to review again what I'm doing here. Movement points. All ground unit movement allowance will vary from 1 to 6. Airborne unit's going to have a little something different. And what is it? SF and air units. Oh, SF and your air units are not moved across. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of airborne and amphibious units will do things different, do movement differently. By the way, I mentioned the garrison units, and I was wondering why, like here, why you have a garrison unit if all your cities have a garrison unit in it, and garrison units can't be eliminated. Is that it? Is that what I think I said that. But anyways, so then I was wondering why I have markers. I do see now control of the city can change, and that's easily shown by flipping the unit over. So now you have the other side garrisoning that city if the Russians were to take that Karame city. Alright, I guess that's one good reason to have the garrison markers. They do have different strength points too. So the Chinese garrisons are 3, but you look at all the Kazakh, all the Central Asian country garrison units that I can see right away, they're all 1 strength. So I guess that's another reason to have actual garrison markers, counters. Is it a counter or a marker or a chit? Chit, I guess. Okay. Movement there. Action procedure again. State the action, expend the APs, action points for the action, and execute the action. Oh, you can still pass. I don't know why. Well, I guess if you were a defender and you were truly completely set, I guess you could pass. But garrison units. Garrisons defend with the special cases. They never attack. That makes sense. Garrisons can never be eliminated. Yeah, okay, so I was right. They can never be eliminated, nor may they retreat. It can be flipped, which represents a change in control of a city or objective hex. Okay, so worry about the procedure for change of garrison side when it happens. Still, that was movement. There are zones of control. Where zones of control? I do want to review zones of control. So all hyperwar combat units exert zones of control always, regardless of the phase, player game turn being played, or if they have been reduced or at full strength. The 6 hexes immediately surrounding a hyperwar unit's hex can constitute that unit's ZOC. Oh, non-hyperwar units do not have ZOCs. That makes sense when you're talking about 100-kilometer hexes. Okay. I was wondering about that here. So actually, this Kazakh Combined Arms Corps is not exerting a ZOC at all. So it doesn't matter how my Chinese Combined Arms Corps moves around it. So non-hyperwar units do not have ZOCs. ZOCs extend into and out of all types of terrain and across all types of hex sites. They also extend into enemy-occupied hexes. Designers note this is due to the range and lethality of modern weapon systems, ZOC and movement. So units must halt their movement when entering an enemy ZOC, normally. I mean, that's as we would expect. Otherwise, there is no additional MP cost to enter an EZOC, an enemy ZOC. Units may move out of EZOC only if they 1. Advance after combat. In this case, a unit may move directly from a hex in an EZOC to another hex in an EZOC. 2. Retreat out of a hex in an EZOC. However, they may not retreat into a hex in an EZOC. Retreat out of a hex in an EZOC. However, they may not retreat into a hex in an EZOC. And number 3, if they disengage. To disengage, a unit may only leave a hex containing an EZOC, but may not move directly into a hex containing an EZOC. A unit can never move directly from one EZOC to another. Hey, I don't know why that sounds confusing. Railroad movement. A unit may not start in or enter an EZOC when using railroad movement. We did that before. We did a railroad movement, and I think we went over that before. Airborne and amphibious moves. These may be made from and into EZOC. Airborne and amphibious movement is not blocked by EZOC. Okay. ZOC effects on combat. ZOCs do not force combat. ZOC and reinforcements. EZOC do not block the deployment of reinforcements. A unit cannot regroup in an EZOC. Probably should get to talking about regrouping at some point soon. Alright, so then we have air operations. So then, so we have the action, we have the movement, we have talked about EZOCs. There's something else. Oh yeah. Normal movement itself, movement actions, ground movement action, that's what that was. Only one unit can be designated to conduct ground movement at a time.